Hello and welcome to the third part in the inaccurately conceived two-part 2022 cost series. Yes, that was a nod to Douglas Adams in the introduction. Anyhow, I say inaccurately conceived because I had only intended to do two cost videos. One was the episode where I looked at the costs of getting me here to Thailand to live and set up. And the second one was a little bit of an exploration of my monthly day-to-day expenditure. But you may remember a few months ago I did a trip to a little village called Thaton, and somebody actually asked me what the cost of the hotel was, which I couldn't remember off the top of my head, and I gave a rough answer for that. But I thought it might be useful just to do a cost episode on that trip. So that was 3 days away, and here it is. Now, I've divided the expenditure into three things. The first one is the travel costs, that is getting there and back. The second one is my day-to-day expenses whilst I was travelling. And the third one was the costs associated with my accommodation. So let's get started with the travel costs. So the travel costs included a couple of tuk-tuk rides to the bus stop over in the north of Chiang Mai, outside the North Gate. So they were 140 and 120 baht each, one on the way over and one on the way back, which is 260 baht. There was the bus to Thaton, which was 106 baht. And then you may remember getting back, I discovered there wasn't a direct bus at the time I wanted to go. So I got a little yellow taxi to Phang, which was 45 baht. And then the other bus was 97 baht. So all up, those travel costs came to 508 baht. Now that wasn't too bad. I took local transport, so that was a pretty reasonable price. You know, you can hire a car to get there, and you know, you could hire a car and drive if you wanted to. There are no kind of luxury coaches there from Chiang Mai, well, not that I know of. But yeah, it was an interesting trip, and as I say, not overly expensive. And then the next category is the day-to-day travel costs. So I've broken those up into each day. The first day was a travel day, so I had breakfast out just near the bus stop, which, if I remember correctly, was some sticky rice and peanut. That cost me 10 baht. I had snacks and drinks for the journey, 31 baht. I had some leftovers for later that night too. And I had lunch for 135 baht. So that totals up at 176 baht for day one, the travel day. Day two, I had a bit of a wander around, had a look at the Monday market and wandered around, and I had a look at a few of the local neighbourhoods and a couple of the villages up the road. And I had expenses of snacks and drinks for 77 baht. Lunch was 139 baht, and I got a couple of beers to have some nice relaxed beers on my balcony looking out into the garden, and that was 115 baht. So the total for day two was 331 baht. And on day three I did the big walk up to Thaton, which had snacks and drinks of 84 baht and lunch at 95 baht, which came to a daily total of 179 baht. And day 4 was another travel day. You may remember that I ended up having to travel on the yellow taxi and the bus on the way back because I discovered there wasn't a direct bus at the time I wanted to go back to Chiang Mai. That was, as I say, that was a travel day, and I grabbed a bottle of water for the trip, which was 6 baht. And when I got back to Chiang Mai, I had lunch, which was 46 baht. So that was a total of 52 baht for the day. Over the 4 days, the 4-day total expenditure was 559 baht. So once again, that's not too bad. Now, the big expense were the hotel costs. I was, that was the point of the exercise, to get away, have a bit of a relaxed time. So I booked into a nice hotel, and the cost for that were, I had 3 nights accommodation at 2,530 baht per night, which totals at 7,590. And that included 3 breakfasts as well. I had 3 dinners at the hotel, which totaled 930 baht. And along with the along with the dinners, I had some drinks. You'd be forgiven thinking I was having drinks now, but I'm not. But yeah, so when I was having dinner, I had some drinks, like I had some beer with the meal, and, I had some cocktails. I was on holiday, you see. So over the 3 nights, that was 950 baht for the drinks. So the total of the accommodation was 9,470 baht. Now, there are cheaper options, so you can do it cheaper if you wanted to, but for me, I just wanted to stay somewhere nice, and it's a nice place. The Bangkok River Village is a nice place, has a nice garden, restaurant's really comfortable and relaxed, the staff are great, so it was worth it for me for the 3 days. So the total for the trip entirely was 10,537 baht. So I'll do the conversions into other countries for you, so you get some idea what that is in a country that in a currency that makes sense to you. But yeah, so they're the costs for 3 days away, up north, nice hotel, relaxed. My day-to-day expenses weren't much because I was, just walking around and looking at stuff. You can do tours and things like that if you want to. That would increase the expenses a little bit. And for me, I just wanted to stay somewhere nice, so the accommodation was a little bit pricey, but well worth it, I think. And as I say, there are other options for accommodation in Thaton if you want to, which are not as expensive. So that's it for episode 3 in the 2-episode series of my 2002 costs. I will catch you next time.